Hi. Okay, so first of all, for my friends in the US, we have these like Cheetos, but they're peanut butter. They're so amazing. Sorry. Um, okay, so yesterday I came out of the piano room and I heard this noise, this like frantic chirping. I was like, what is that? And there was a bird sitting on my dining room table. And I was like, oh my God, how did you get in here? I had like a small window open, and the poor bird was so scared. And so I went and I closed all the doors to the other parts of the apartment. I tried to open the windows that were already open wide. Bird was freaking out, flew to the closed window, and then was like, boom, boom, trying to fly into the window. And I was like, God, like I don't want it to hurt itself, right? So I very quietly came over, took the curtain, sort of covered it, opened the window on that side, and then pulled the curtain back. And you know what? It still didn't fly out. It just kept flying into it's a 2-pane window, right? Kept flying into that window, and I was like, it's gonna hurt itself. And so I just gently sort of took the curtain and scooped it, just nudged it to the side, and it hopped out onto the windowsill, and it sat there panting. I've never seen a bird pant before, but that's what it looked like. And then it cocked its head back at me, like that, and just looked at me, and I was like, you're okay. Like, you're free. And it got me thinking, this bird flew in, couldn't find an opening. It got lost, but the opening was right there. And how often do we continue to fly into a barrier because it looks like the way forward? It looks like this should be the way out, but actually, we just keep banging our head up against the glass. And what I thought was interesting, it got stuck into a loop, and I didn't try to tell the bird what to do, obviously. I didn't tell the bird, I didn't try to force the bird or explain to the bird, nothing like that. I changed the environment around the bird, and it found its own way out. And what was really beautiful is it hopped onto the ledge, it was looking at me, and then another bird came, and he had all these wasps and like nasty things in its beak, and they kind of looked at each other, and then he flew across to the other side of the street on top of this building, and I assume it was the female bird because she was brown and he was black, and usually that's kind of how it works with birds. And so she flew over, and then I saw them sitting on the ledge, and he fed her his gross little bugs. And it was so beautiful because it was like she had this traumatic experience, but because the environment around her changed, because I was able to change the environment around her, she found her freedom again. But the freedom was always there. She just didn't see it. So that leads me to the question, what openings exist already that are right there that we're just not seeing because we see this glass and it looks like a way out? So I'm just going to keep trying. I'm just going to keep pushing. And the opening is right there. All you need to do is change your perspective just a little bit, and you're free. Anyway, thoughts for today.